Hey guys, welcome back to Ravenclaw Reads. I'm Courtney and you are joining me for another weekly reading vlog. Happy New Year, everybody. It is Monday, January 1st, 2024. So excited to be entering another year and excited to get this year started. I posted a video Sunday. What are days anymore? I posted a video Thursday, sort of sharing how I was going to my updated weekly reading plan that's already been derailed, so we'll see how that goes throughout the year, but wanted to start off kind of touching base. So I finished out the year with 211 books read. Super excited about that. I'm trying to figure out the last books that I told you guys about. Give me one second, I'll pull it up on Goodreads. I was just on there. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so I finished at 211 books. Really excited about that. And what's interesting, and I was talking about this, well, let me tell you what I read, to the last few things I read. So the last couple things I read was Night Shift. That's by Annie Crown. I gave that 4 stars. I thought it was really cute. It's like a college romance, kind of spicy, but the girl works at a library at the overnight shift, and then she starts tutoring one of the basketball players. It's just super cute. It was fun and it was light, and it's exactly what I wanted after reading The Toll. Then I read Snow Place Like LA by Julie Murphy and Sarah Simone. It's a novella within that whole world of Merry Little Meet Cute and what was the other one? Happily Ever After. That's probably not it. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's part of that same group, and it is, like I said, a novella. It's male, really well written. I ended up giving it 3 stars only because it is spicy, but it's like very graphic, and they write spicy books. All of their books in that series were spicy. They had lots of sexual content in them. However, this one was just like really deep diving into like everything. And I just, part of me now that I'm saying it, I wonder like that image of gay males being perpetuated as like over sexualized. It kind of felt like that, but it was just a lot. So I gave it 3 stars, but the story overall was good. And then I finished Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I was excited about this because Behind the Net is part of the Vancouver Storm series. There's 2 books in the series. They're both on Kindle Unlimited, and I just wanted something, again, fast, fluffy. I ended up giving that 2 stars. It was just not really good at all. It just was written in a really corny way. And basically it's like the girl and the guy went to high school together. He was the jock, she was the nerd. They're adults, he's in the NHL, and then she goes to be his assistant, and they pretend like they don't know each other until they realize they do know each other, and then it's like immediate, he loves her and is possessive of her, and it's just like everything just went too fast. It was just a lot. So that's kind of how I ended out the year. I won't say that I was like in a book slump, but I felt a little bit like I just didn't feel like reading anything, and I don't have like that many other hobbies. So I ended up scrolling a lot, which I really, as part of my, not resolutions, sort of like my ins and outs of the new year, like I don't want to do that anymore. I'd prefer not to scroll my life away, but I ended up doing a lot of scrolling because there was like nothing else going on because I didn't feel like reading. Before the Christmas holidays, I was at the library and I picked up a couple books that I haven't touched, but I will tell you what they are. So the first I picked up was The Palace Papers. This is in large print, which is great, but I haven't touched it. But I've been really interested in the royal family lately. I've been watching The Crown. I started it a while ago when it first came out and couldn't really get past season 1. I was like season 1 episode 3 for a very long time, and I decided I was just going to skip to season 3. I was like, when does Prince Charles come up? Like, when are things a little bit more relative to like points in history that I would know? And so I moved to season 3, and I'm really loving it, but I haven't read this yet. I don't think a lot of people are looking for this book though, so my library will basically allow you to have this for like 15 weeks. So we'll see. Then I picked up Mango, Mambo, and Murder solely on the cover. It looked cute, it looked bright, it looked fun. Have not read it. Have not read it. Then I picked up Flawless by Elsie Silver because everybody talks about it. But really it's on Kindle Unlimited. I haven't touched it. If I want to read it, I will go to Kindle Unlimited. And then this book, 400 Souls. This book is edited by Ibram Kendi and Keisha Blaine. I'm familiar with Kendi's work, and this is just a timeline of African-American history. And so while I might not go in order, it's got time periods that I can look through, and I don't think anybody in my library is really checking for that one. So I might keep that one. But the other two, like Flawless and The Cozy Mystery, I might take back. But those have just been sitting with, like, I was going to read them, but I didn't. My video that I posted too, I did sort of like my reading plan. My reading plan is like 4 books a week, which is very ambitious. Okay, so the first book I wanted to read was Behind the Net, which I did finish. Didn't love it. It still counts in December, but didn't love it. And then I wanted to read Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, I want to say. I've already DNF'd that book. Like, I got 3 chapters in and I was like, well, no, just no. And I don't usually return books to Barnes, but I bought book 1 and 2 in that series, and they're going back tomorrow. Like, I have the receipt. They're not for me. Just taking them back. And then the Mallory book, like I said, and I did my spinner for the first time, and the spinner option was a book that has a non-human protagonist. So I picked Bookshops and Bone Dust because I had read the first book in the series, Legends and Lattes, and looking to read the second. This gives me a reason to. So DNF'd Foul Lady Fortune and decided to come back to Didn't See That Coming by Jessie Q. Sutanto. And this book is a YA book, but it follows 2 gamer friends. The girl has been playing as a boy online with like a boy name because she wanted more credibility in the game. But she starts a new school and she... Basically, what's going to happen is that they have been talking and they're enemies in school, but they have crushes on each other outside of school, right? So super cute. I'm about 25% in, and I like Jessie's writing style. It's pretty funny. It always centers like Indonesian culture. And so gonna read that because number one, it's gonna be a quick read, and I just feel like I like to start off January like with a book done by the 1st or 2nd. And so I want to get that done. And then the Mallory book is in the background. I know that's a really quick book I can read in a day in one sitting, so I'm waiting towards the end of the week for that. And then the Bookshops and Bone Dust is going to be hard because I haven't been interested in it, but I really want to force myself to, challenge myself to read that and really put effort into it because I want to diversify the books that I read. But what's interesting about this is that, you know, each week my hope is to set out a reading plan, but I am such a mood reader that I really just pick up books that I want to read. And the moment I feel like I'm in a box of reading something, I don't end up reading it. And so I wonder how I can do the spinner. Maybe I'll add the spinner the last day of the vlog and then pick something else for Thursday videos because it immediately like triggers me to like not do it. It's a whole thing I have. I hate to feel stuck or controlled. And so the moment I feel like that, I'm like, done. I don't want to do it. So I have to figure that out. But anyway, you can also see I have a different background. I kind of moved my desk area around, did some layout changes in my bedroom. And I think this will be a good little shot for my channel and then for work too. But yeah, that's everything for Monday. I will come back tomorrow to update you. We are back on the grind starting Wednesday. So I have one more free day tomorrow. I actually don't feel hesitant at all. The only thing I'm thinking about is like, man, my email is going to be chocked full. But other than that, like I'm excited to get back and get started on my work, not feeling like Sunday blues or anything. And that's the beauty of my job. So I will check back tomorrow. Bye guys. Hey guys, and happy Tuesday. Hopping on to tell you what I read today. Today I did not have to work. This is the last day I have off before going back in tomorrow. Like I said yesterday, not feeling stressed about going in tomorrow. I'm pretty excited to get going again. But I was able to finish the book today, so it's really exciting. So I finished Didn't See That Coming by Jesse Q. Sutanto. This book follows Kiki, Liam, and what is his name? You guys know how I am with names. The bad guy in this book is, oh, I forgot, a bad guy. And so Kiki is a gamer. We start off knowing the information about her, and she is friends with somebody online, and she pretends to be a boy online because she's playing like a first-person shooter game, and girls aren't always treated fairly in that arena, so she has decided to be a boy in that arena. So she ends up befriending a guy there online, and they've been friends for a couple of years, and so I gotta find this guy's name. Hang on. Okay, the bad guy's name is Jonas. I know it's Jay something. Anyway, so she befriends the guy Liam online. She doesn't know it's Liam. And they have a great friendship. It's like an ongoing friendship. They play on the same team, yada, yada. She ends up going to a new school. We don't really get like a deep dive on why she had to switch schools, but she does. And so they're friends for a long time. They don't really talk about why she goes to a different school, but she does. Come to find out that the new school she goes to and the guy that she's been playing online with, Liam, go to the same school. They're kind of like mentioning things. Finally, she asks him, and sort of like 30-40% into the book, she finds out his screen name, and it's him. She sits next to him in school. Obviously, she can't reveal herself because she is pretending to be a boy this whole time, and he's confiding like how he goes to therapy for his parents' divorce, and like he's really being really open with the person online. The other person in the book, Jonas, he's like the popular guy on campus, and he bullies Kiki right off the bat. And the school in general is just very misogynistic. And when Kiki tries to report things to the principal's like, you know, this is just how boys act. Jonas likes you. He's so popular. You should be lucky that he is even giving you the time of day, which like wanted to puke all over. But I ended up giving this book 4 stars. It's an interesting book. It's not only just like a YA sort of fun romance, but it also tackles social justice issues around feminism and some of that patriarchal thinking in Indonesian culture, and I think worldwide. And so I really liked that it didn't just stop at, you know, the two met online, then they meet each other in person, and now they're boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, it actually has some evolution to it. Characters had to be developed. It did get a little long around like the 80% mark, maybe because like I wanted to finish the book before I did some other things around the house today. So I was like, come on, let's go. What's gonna happen? But overall, really good. So I gave that 4 stars. Then I was like, okay, the last 2 books I need to read this week are Mallory and the Mystery Diary, which I know I can read that in a day, so I'm putting that off, and my TBR prompt, which was a book with a non-human protagonist. And so originally I was gonna read Bookshops and Bone Dust, and like, let's be real, guys, I'm not gonna read it. Like, I have it. Maybe next October I'll dip into it, but I feel like it's going to slump me, so I just can't do it. So I was looking for other books that have non-human protagonists. I was thinking of like What My Roommate's a Vampire, that kind of vibe. And I picked up Not the Witch You Wed by April Asher. She's not a witch, but he's a wolf shifter. Okay, not human. And so I'm going to read this. It's a romance. It's forced or fake dating. And so we will read this. So that's my focus. And then probably this weekend, Friday or Saturday, when I'm done with this, I'll be reading Babysitters Club. Now, next week, I think I might pull back and do like 3 books, because like if I do 3 books a week, that's still like 12 a month, and that's plenty to get me to my goal, which of 100. And of course, if I read more or less, it's fine, but 4 feels like pressure. And the only reason I got 4 done is because I was like halfway through my first book this month that I read, Behind the Net. I was like halfway through that this week. So I don't think I can keep that up. But anyway, this is the book that I'm reading moving forward. I highly recommend Didn't See That Coming, or what was the name of the book? The one I just read. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Didn't See That Coming by Jessie Q. Sutanto. Whenever I read a YA book, I always end up recommending it to my oldest, but that one's a really cute one. And yeah, that's my plan. So I will check in tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. Popping on to give you an idea of what I've been reading. It's the end of the day, hence the hair. We're rolling with it. But I am still reading Not the Witch You Wed, and I am 17% into this book. It's really cute so far. We are following Violet, who is not really magical necessarily, but she's one of triplets that all have magic, and her sister has just been married off. And she has some history with sort of this big shot wolf shifter in her town. They used to date, and now they don't. He kind of left her high and dry when they're going to plan to run off together, and now they're kind of needing each other. And so looking forward to getting through that. It's pretty good so far. I wanted to talk about this. It's on my mind, which is why I can't even like function with the book I'm reading. But I want to get input from other booktubers because, you know, as we're finishing out the year, you're sharing your goals. And I found this is the first year that I read like a huge amount of books. I read 211 books. And I'm really proud of that accomplishment. Like, despite whatever, I'm really proud of that accomplishment and the focus it takes to do that, and the continued self-determination and motivation to do that. But I'm wondering, have you guys also experienced like some haters basically about your reading goal? Now, I'm not in competition with anybody. I only try to read books that I enjoy. I read lots of different genres. But you know, since having talked about like my reading goals, some of the people that I've shared that with have been less than supportive. And I don't even know if that's the right word. I don't really need them to be supportive, but it's like, you know, they try to minimize what you read, whether discussing the type of genre you read or the length of the books you read, or if you use audiobooks. And I just find that to be so curious because I'm not in competition. I like to read all kinds of books. Like I said, I read small books, big books, audiobooks, whatever that I want to read, and I keep track of it. And somehow that's bothersome to people. So I would love to hear input on this, and I hope people get to Wednesday to provide their input because it just seems odd to me. So let me know down below what you think about that. But for the rest of tonight, I'm going to continue reading Not the Witch You Wed. Again, this is the last like sort of full book that I'm reading this week because then I just have Mallory and the Mystery Diary for until Sunday, and I can read that pretty quickly. So I'm really excited to have reached getting close to reaching my goal for this week. And I've already picked out the next 3 books that I want to read, well 2, and then my TBR spinner will be the 3rd. So excited about that. But anyway, that is the update for Wednesday. I will come back to you tomorrow to let you know what I got through. Bye guys. Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hopping on this evening to update you on my reading. I haven't read that much yet, but I will be reading some more this evening. I'm still reading Not the Witch You Wed by April Asher. I am about 30% in, and I'm really liking it so far. So this story follows Violet and Lincoln. Violet is one of a triplet set of magical sisters, but she's the only person who doesn't have magic, so she thinks. And Lincoln is her longtime love, who's also a wolf shifter. And so this follows my TBR prompt of a protagonist that's non-human. And so Lincoln and Violet dated and were going to run off together, but his father did not want him to be with her and basically said that if Lincoln ran off with Violet, that the father would kind of take Violet down. So as a way to save Violet, Lincoln broke up the relationship. Violet doesn't know this backstory. All she knows is that her and Lincoln were planning to run off together and live their life, and he no-showed. So she does not like him, but they are in the same circle, and it has been propositioned for them to fake date and marry because she's 33 and is getting too old. She needs a mate, and she's not really, ideal because she doesn't have magic, although she's been sparking lately, so there is some magic in her, but it's just not listed, or she doesn't really know what it is. And then Lincoln also has to mate, so we shall see what happens. I like it. It's a decent book. It's giving 3.5 stars right now for me. We'll have to see how it speeds up, but I'm gonna read that. And then I just wanted to show something I got in the mail today. So I had been kind of thinking about ways that I want to track my reading, and one of the things I wanted to do was maybe a journal of some sort, but I'm not super crafty like that. I don't have a lot of time. A couple years ago I started a junk journal on my iPad and really loved that sort of dump of information, and so I thought I would do the same but on paper. And so I got this little journal from Amazon. Pink's my color if you didn't know. And it's just a lined journal, and I am going to track maybe some book information in here, maybe some daily habits, things like that. And then I got a book of sort of inspirational stickers that are cutesy to decorate along the way. And you guys know I love a sticker, so got that. So I will kind of share that progress with you as I work on it. Like I said, it's kind of a junk journal in the sense that it doesn't have to be super structured, and I kind of like that. I also found this online, which I'm gonna cut out the monthly spread and put it in, because again, I'm not very artsy, so me making this would be a disaster, but I love the idea of having the dates on here and maybe writing in some highlights that happened during the month. So I will keep you posted on that as it continues to build out, but that is my update for Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back. Let me adjust all of the camera angles. This is Friday and the last day of this vlog. I am going to tell you my update on reading, which is very small, but really what I'm going to share, and I think I'm going to start doing this, is just putting in my week 2 reading plans at the end of the vlog. That way I don't do a whole nother video for it, and I can leave myself open to either making that the weekly plan video, or if I don't have a Thursday video, I can do that. So this week has been a busy week, one of those busy short weeks as they always are. So I haven't gotten that much more done in Not the Witch You Wed. This book is moving a little slowly for my taste. I'm at 31% and I was at 30 yesterday, so I barely read any. But I will finish this. I'm going to bring it downstairs after I film this and read some more tomorrow. And then move on to the Mallory and the Mystery Diary. And so that will be my 4 books for the week, Sunday to Sunday. And like I said, for next week, I'm going to do 3 books. I think that's probably more reasonable for me. But this book, again, follows Violet and Lincoln. And I talked about it yesterday, but the only thing that kind of changed is that we kind of have the agreement now of them fake dating, and what does that mean for them? What are the rules and some stuff like that? And so it's just okay. All right, so now let's talk about the books that I'm going to read next week. Okay, so the first book that I want to read is one of those books like I have no idea what it's about at all, but it is called Nettle and Bone. It is by T. Kingfisher. Let me get to the cover for you. And I am a Patreon member for Alexandra Roslin. I've talked about her before on my channel. I love her content, and I don't get to like see any of her stuff live. Like, she does quite a few sprints and has done reading book club books in the past, and I just never have gotten a chance to do it. And so when January came up, I decided I was going to do Nettle and Bones. This is their book of the month for January. It's really short. It's like 270 some pages, and I don't know much about it. All it says is it's a fantasy novel. Maybe I should read what it's about. Let's talk about this book. Okay, this book, let's see. Oh, we've got lots of interesting. Okay, this isn't the kind of fairy tale where the princess marries a prince. It's the one where she kills him. Mara, a shy, convent-raised third-born daughter, is relieved not to be married off for the sake of her parents' throne. Her older sister wasn't so fortunate, though, and her royal husband is as abusive as he is powerful. From the safety of the convent, Mara wonders who will come to her sister's rescue and put a stop to this. But after years of watching their families and kingdoms pretend all is well, Mara realizes if any hero is coming, it will have to be Mara herself. If Mara can complete 3 impossible tasks, a witch will grant her the tools she needs. But as is the way in stories of princes and the impossible, these tasks are only the beginning of Mara's strange and enchanting journey to save her sister and topple a throne. Oh, I love that. Okay, I think that'll be pretty interesting. And since it's shorter, I think it'll be fast-paced, and I think it's actually a series. So, yay, I'm excited about that. So that's one book I'm reading next week. Let's see, I'm trying to see how many pages there are. Okay. And then the second book I want to read is Never by Jessa Hastings. I've had this on my Kindle for a hot minute, and I'm about maybe 60 pages in, but I just couldn't honestly, I just wanted the floppy paperback, so I bought the floppy paperback. Now I want to read it in the floppy paperback and in the Kindle version when I'm in bed. And this is sort of like a Peter Pan retelling. But if you've read Jessa Hastings' writing before, which I didn't love Magnolia Parts, but I do like Daisy Hates. What I like about her writing is she's really good at writing douchey guys. And so you have Peter Pan, who has in fact grown up and he's 18, 19, 20-ish douchey guy. And you have Captain Hook's son, and they're both in Neverland trying to get her affections, and she's the granddaughter of Wendy. And first of all, Peter Pan was late. He came to get her when she was 18, not 13. And they are both kind of douche guys. And so it's her falling for which one, the lesser of the two evils. So I really like that plot because it takes it away from the sort of the fairy tale things. I'm not a Peter Pan, I can't say I'm not a fan. I liked the Peter Pan movie, but in retrospect, when you go through the cartoon movie, it is just a horrible movie, social justice wise. But I think this is gonna be really more interesting. So that's the second book I'm gonna read. And now it is time for the TBR spinner, which last week it did me dirty because the non-human protagonist was not what I was expecting. So let's hope we get something different. So let me see what we've got. And then I have to do a better job with finding a book. So I might have to pause the camera and find something. A book by an author you've never read before. Okay, we have lots of that. Now I could cheat and say Nettle and Bone, but I still need a third book. So let me find out what I have. Okay, that literally took me such a hot minute to try to find a book. So part of doing the spinner was to get out of the rut of what I usually read and just trying to expand my horizons. And that is uncomfortable. And for anybody else that does these spinners or just the TBR prompts or just trying to get out of your comfort zone, it can be uncomfortable. So it's really trying to find things. When I go to my bookshelves, it really is repeat authors. I really only buy physical copies of books from authors that I know I'm going to enjoy. Otherwise, I borrow the book or it's on Kindle Unlimited. But I did find a book that I had downloaded a while ago. It's called Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. And I heard about this book on Shaughnessy's channel. It's only about 297 pages, but it's there's two strangers who are partnered by CPS to qualify for the next of kin fostering of their younger siblings. And so it's kind of going to be enemies to lovers, I think. I don't know the relation and how they are next of kin, but it's something that is different that I wouldn't have picked without this prompt, and we'll see. Now, to be fair, I am also going to the library tomorrow. So if I find something at the library that is from an author that I haven't read before that hits better for me, then I'll do that, and I'll let you guys know on Monday when I start. But this is the cover, Next of Kin. So those are the 3 books I plan to read next week. Man, this is going to be interesting to do these prompts. But anyway, that is it for the vlog. I hope you enjoyed your week with me. Don't forget to comment down below. I really appreciate everybody watching, but would love a comment. I love to engage with you guys. I also just started a Discord. And I like Discord as a participant just to like connect with other people. And my Discord has like a general book question section, currently reading, and I'll add more channels as necessary, but would love for you guys to meet up over there and talk to each other. There's 550 some of us that can come together and have a chat about books. So until next week, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.